One of the gang leaders in Haiti doubled down on threats against Ariel Henry on 5th March as the Prime Minister returns from Kenya, where he was on a mission to salvage a multinational security force under the auspices of the UN. Leader of the G9 and family gang Jimmy Cherizia, also known as Barbecue, said the gangs he is said to have unified will fight Ariel until the last drop of blood. We will fight Ariel Henry until he resigns. He made the comments at an impromptu news conference in a slum in the Haitian capital of Port-au-Prince. The gang leader was surrounded by men in ski masks carrying heavy assault rifles. Henry left Haiti more than a week ago to attend a meeting of Caribbean leaders in Ghana, where a deadline was announced, by others, not Henry, to delay repeatedly postponed elections yet again. The balloting was pushed back to mid-2025. That announcement is what appears to have triggered the latest explosion of violence. It began with a direct challenge from Cherizia, a former elite police officer who fashions himself as a Robin Hood crusader, who said he would target government ministers in an effort to prevent Henry's return and force his resignation. Speaking to the media, Bill O'Neill, the UN human rights expert on Haiti, said the situation was the worst he had seen in the country in 30 years. The gangs tried to take over control of Haiti's Toussaint Louverture International Airport, and some countries have cancelled flights to Haiti. Schools and banks were also closed Tuesday, and public transport ground to a standstill. Back from Kenya, Henry landed 4th March in Puerto Rico and is expected to travel to the Dominican Republic, the country that shares the Hispaniola island with Haiti. Hours before he arrived in Puerto Rico, the Dominican government announced that it was immediately suspending all air traffic with Haiti. The recent surge in violence has renewed pressure on the U.S. and other foreign powers to quickly deploy a security force to prevent further bloodshed. Haiti's government had also declared a state of emergency and a nighttime curfew in a bid to quell a wave of violence sparked by a gang assault on the capital city's main prison that allowed thousands of inmates to escape. The government said in a statement the state of emergency and 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew would be effective from 3rd March to 6th March. In a statement, the Haitian government said police tried to repel the gang attack against that prison and at another facility called Croix des Bouquets. Esperance said it was not immediately clear how many inmates escaped from the second prison, which he said held 1450 inmates. The government said the attacks left several wounded among prison staff and inmates. In a statement, it thanked the population for their calm, despite these very difficult times.